Hey, welcome to Lucid 9. I am Monful76 and welcome to a new video. I have no clue as to what this video is about, this game is about. I'm guessing it's like a story-based visual story. So, without further ado, let's get into it. I step back and examine my masterpiece. And why not? Perfect. My favourite colour. Whoa. Weird. I've always loved red. It's different, brilliant, vibrant, unusual, a happy anomaly. Just like me. Red isn't much for nature, really only shows up in autumn. And even then, it's a dreary rust or nauseating cherry. We just can't have that. Not when it deserves so much more. A whispering breeze filters through my thoughts, brushing against my skin with icy fingers. I allow myself a moment to pause, to relish, to admire, to welcome the fresh scent of freedom. This is what I live for. When I open my eyes, I spot a frail leaf dancing upon the backbone of the passing wind, afflicting the world with its appalling shade of asparagus. I pluck it from its branch with the edges of my stained fingernails. Doing? Disgusting. How anyone could enjoy this colour eludes me. A soft groan redirects my attention to my waiting masterpiece. It's lovely, really. Spread across the ground, face contorted with fear, twitching, cold fingers clutching at empty air. Not my best work, unfortunately. The canvas died much quicker than I had originally expected, even when I tried to carve a bit slower. Well, no matter. Today it shall be a palette for my paint. I make quick work of my new palette's chest, ignoring the twitching of post-mortem reflexes from its mutilated kneecaps. The sweet colour of red, true crimson, pure scarlet slinks down its pallid abdomen, licking at the bosoming turf below. Oh, blossoming, not bosoming. We're not going there yet. Hang on, just gonna have a quick drink. I haven't read as much since in ages, in all fairness. I dip my finger into the settling pool of blood. It's warm, sticky like syrup or settling gelatin. The sweet scent wafts to my nostrils. It smells of iron, of rust, of all things sharp and beautiful. Now, a new canvas. I check my surroundings, evaluating the surfaces and textures and sizes and shape of every object in sight. None are quite so satisfactory as human skin, with its elasticity, its porous absorption, its innately warm tint, but a substitute it required. So a substitute I must find. Presently, I realise that I'm still holding that eyesore of a leaf in my hand. Well, I suppose it will have to do. In one bold, fluid stroke, I swipe my paint across the leaf, the very essence of Van Gogh himself. Ah yes, dear Vincent, the man cut off his own ear to send a message when words just didn't suffice. I always admired his style. I take a moment to appreciate the leaf's newfound radiance before searching for a proper display. Something like this deserves to be exhibited. I hang my canvas back on its branch. That's better. If only there was more of this colour in the world. The unexpected interlude of my phone drives me out of my thoughts. The irritating thing just loves to ruin the climax. Yes? Is it done? You're always in such a rush. Well, yes, yeah, it's done. I was having a moment. There's more where that came from. You interrupted me. You're the one who wanted to know when it was finished. thrill leaps through my veins as my lips pull into a tenuous smile. Well, is it? Same time, same place as usual. You know the drill. I nearly clapped my hands, but mastered myself for one final word. Understood. I cut the transmission, eagerly withdraw a small bottle from within my jacket. Only one pill left, but no matter. I'll be getting more soon enough. I popped the final capsule in my mouth, puncturing its skin with my teeth and rolling the bitter gel over my tongue. Now this is life. As a wave of euphoria sweeps through me, I turn from my handiwork, strolling out of the meadow. Today's fun is over, but tomorrow will hold just as many pleasures. Ma? Yama Ishamoto? Huh? I sluggishly pull my head upwards, fixing my eyes on the woman at the front of the classroom. You even listening? I hide an instinctive smirk. Technically, no. I've always found napping more appealing than relearning history that's been drilled into me since age 6. Not that I can actually say that. In all honesty, this teacher doesn't deserve that kind of callous response. Yes, ma'am. Perfect. Summarise the whole section we've been reviewing. I glanced at the touchscreen board and that was mounted behind the teacher, quickly skimming over the graphics and typography hovering on its surface. History of Isamu, a glorious metropolis, beginning 2000 AD. Easy. Life was really boring for a while. We weren't in debt. We weren't at war. And basically doing nothing interesting. Teacher's lips purse into a thin line as the classroom erupts into laughter and snickers. Feel the slightest tinge of regret and rein in my sarcasm. Then in 2007, America entered the debt crisis that caused a worldwide financial crash. Japan was one of the countries most affected by this. Well, second to China. And why might that be? Because we were dumb about who we partnered with. Taps her fingers impatiently on her... Oh, should have read the rest. Impatiently on her desk, her eyes narrowing into slits. Well, she asked me to summarise the chapter. She didn't ask me how. Anyway, our glorious government didn't handle the situation so hot, so we had a lovely depression with all-time highs of unemployment and crime. Good effort. Gold star. Teacher waves her hands as the class roars with laughter. Right, that's enough. I'll be needing to talk with you after class about your attitude, young man. Nah. In other news, grass is green. Elizabeth, perhaps you can salvage this explanation. You've been in games before. I've seen you in games before. Don't give me that cutesy I've got purple eyes and hair shit. All you've done is change your bloody school uniform. She gestures a few seats to my right where my lavender hair classmate sits, her spine as straight as a ruler. I feel a curdle of distaste in the pit of my stomach as I lounge against my chair. Of course, Elizabeth Oshiro, class valedictorian, school poster child, and the area's golden girl. Nap time. I settle my head in my arms as Elizabeth leaps to her feet, smiling warmly like Hermione Granger from Harry Potter. Certainly, during this time, Japan fell into chaos. Public demonstrations, often violent, occurred almost every day. Furthermore, political scandals regarding the national government kept spreading. Teacher relaxes at Elizabeth's textbook recitation. She even shoots a quick glare in my direction as if to say, see, why can't you be like Elizabeth? Eventually, local political powers became more effective than decentralized administration, hence why Isamu operates as smoothly as it does. Yes, thanks to the mayor's efforts. Perfectly done, Elizabeth. Elizabeth smiles primly, settles back to her seat, fixing her eyes on me with challenging disapproval. Shrug my shoulders, send her an easy smirk. Nah. Ooh, beautiful and brainy. She might be worthy enough to make my list. I glance to my left just in time to catch another classmate, Yahiki Ikari, winking conspicuously at Elizabeth. She clearly ignores him. Well, that's Yahiko for you. You can't remember a day when he hasn't tried to flirt with some girl or another. Nor can I remember a day where he wasn't flat out rejected. Technically, he's my former roommate, which makes him my friend of 2 years. How close of a friend? Well, that's up for debate. She managed to deflect my charms. I wonder how. Me too. No one can resist the Yahiko Hikari. Yahiko? Yahiko clamps his mouth shut the teacher's strident command. She leans heavily against her desk, massaging her temples with her fingers. Alright class, thanks to Elizabeth, we've seen where we come from. I'm sure you're all wondering what point of this history recap was. Not really, no. Must study the past to understand the future. As such, it's imperative that the next topic be taken seriously. So where do you all see yourself 10 years from now? I'm barely able to stifle a snore. It's only, the second day of school? Sure, it's third year class. Sure, we're preparing for the college entrance exam. Does that mean that we have to know exactly what we want to do for the rest of our lives? I don't think so, I'm still learning now. The teacher pointedly looks at me, a hard glint in her eye. I think the teacher fancies him. Yama Ishimoto, perhaps you'd like to get us started. I'm tempted to say no thank you, but that'd be pretty rude. I'll manage my parents' restaurant, I guess. The teacher's lips tighten ever so slightly. I know what she's thinking. No passion, no ambition. It'll be a failure, this one. It'll pay the bills. What more can I ask for? Really, dude? Out of anything you could have picked, you picked a restaurant manager. Well, what would you suggest? Add a bunch more, dude. Like women and cars. And he criticises me for lack of imagination. Come on, it's 10 years, anything can happen. Teacher shoots him a disapproving glare as his voice raises dramatically in volume. Ah, Yahiko, thank you for volunteering. Where do you see yourself in 10 years? Yahiko beams, and I feel a sudden sense of dread. Here goes his dream. The one that I've heard no less than 200 times before. Well, Teach, I see myself with a Ferrari F500 under one arm, a Lamborghini Aventador 704 under the other, and a lot of beautiful women in between, fighting for the honourable privilege of bearing my children. The class stares at him. Ah, heck, let's have some fun. I whisper to him, what about the mansion? Right, yeah. Take all that and put it in front of a 20,000 square foot mansion attended by staff of 1,000 maids. And where is it located? Oh, yeah. It's in the Caribbean, on an island, a man-made island specifically constructed just for me, with my name laser engraved into the hulls, so that every plane that flies by sees that it belongs to... That's quite enough, Yahiko. Thank you for your input. Go sit down. Clearly she doesn't believe in his dream. Actually, I don't think anyone except Yahiko believes in his dream. Then again, Yahiko has enough belief to make up for everyone else. Now, Umeko, what about you? As the rest of the classmates drone on about joining some kind of mega corporation like Lemniscate or Way Forward Pharmaceuticals, I lean closer to Yahiko. You forgot some things. I did? The yacht, the walk-in closet just for designer shoes, the private jet, a second mansion in Tahiti. Oh crap, I did, didn't I? Hey, teach! Fortunately for the teacher, school bell rings before he can grab her attention. My classmates immediately shove their belongings into the bags and bolt for the door. Meanwhile, Yahiko heads straight for the teacher's desk, eyes lit with excitement as he gabbers on and on about his yacht, his designer shoes and his private jet and his second mansion in Tahiti. A restaurant manager, huh? Then there's Elizabeth, slipping into Yahiko's now vacant seat. She shifts her backpack's weight to the desk and raises a patronising eyebrow at me. I'm sorry for being realistic, Ms. CEO of the mega corporation. Sorry that I actually have ambition, Mr. Manager of a family restaurant. What? Should I have talked about having a mansion and cars and maids on my own personal island? You didn't even shoot for the restaurant, not owned by your parents. Eh? They'll kick the bucket one day. Might as well be the one who takes over. Have some respect, would you? I snicker at that. Respect? Me? I flash her a bright, overly friendly smile. See her around, Lizzie. She fumes and forces herself to take a deep breath until her expression stills. Unfortunately. Oh, pretty nice comeback. I'll give her that much. Beth? Still up for lunch? A student slides through the door with a warm smile and a wave. I recognise her as a girl who's always with Elizabeth. Don't know much else about her. In the blink of an eye, Elizabeth's face softens into a friendly grin. I'll be right there. Yep, just in case it wasn't clear enough. Her hate is just directed exclusively at me. She's the queen of angels to everyone else. Bitch to me. Particularly this girl, who I'd guess is the closest thing she has to a friend. Well, Ishimoto, it's been a pleasure. I bet it has. She lifts her chin and stiffly walks out of the room, nearly bumping into a startled Yahiko on the way out. As a trained second years, probably her groupies, pull her away, Yahiko slips next to me. Why did she talk to you? Not me, the great Yahiko Ikari. Yeah, because there's a limit to how many brain cells she's willing to sacrifice to the conversation. Beats me. She's been doing that for a while. Really? We were in the same class last year. Really? Not surprised that you just learned about this. Then again, to be fair, I don't talk to Yahiko much about my personal life. Yeah, something like that. It's not important. Yahiko evaluates me for a second with an unusually stoic expression, but quickly shakes it off, face melting into a grin. So, what do you think about my dream earlier? This again? On second thought, maybe we should have kept talking about Elizabeth. Same as the other 200 times you told me. It hasn't been too hooked. Yeah, has it? Has it really? 203, dude, to be exact. Huh? So that means you think it's amazing, right? Totally. I think it's the best dream in history. And it's so original, and it's realistic. Huh, thanks, dude. But I don't think you're aiming high enough. Huh? Well, what should I add? Aim for the moon, bud. He gasps as if it's the best idea ever. Poor soul. Forget Tahiti. A mansion on the moon? You'd be the first. And probably the last. Just think about the possibilities. No one's ever set foot on the moon. Imagine how famous I'll be if I build a mansion there. No one's ever even set foot. Seriously? Either I stepped into a conversation at the wrong time or someone just came up with a really stupid idea. Enter Rue Hayata, my friend of 10 years. Technically, she's a grade lower than me, but that doesn't stop us from hanging out. Stuck with me through thick and thin. Probably knows me better than I know myself. Besides her stands Masato Kodogane, hearty in both build and personality. He looks cool. He looks like a chef or a Yu-Gi-Oh player. If I had to describe him in one word, I'd use fire. Easily antagonised, hard to put out, and blazes every obstacle out of his way. Masato. Afternoon, little daisies, what's going on here? I'm going to build a vacation home on the moon. Somehow. I can't say I'm surprised. I know, right? I'm brilliant. Think, the first man on the moon and the first man to build a mansion on it. So bright, you're blinding me. What have you been telling him? A giant leap for him is a small step for mankind. She has to think about that for a moment, but I'm rewarded with a smirk. Clever. I know. Look, you kids are done yapping. Yama and I got a head to track. Well, that means... What? I didn't think Yama was joining again this year. Of course he is. This is news to me. Doesn't seem like a good idea, considering he only went to one practice last year and ditched the rest. Well, he ain't ditching this year. Ain't that right, man? Well, now that you mention it, what's that? You guys didn't even win last year, Masato. No need to make a big deal. Masato's eyes flare with an instinctual need to prove the worthiness of track. What the fuck's track? Isn't that running around in a circle shit? We're winning this year. I got a secret weapon. Really? Masato lights up at Rui's apparent interest. See, we lost last year because we didn't have good names. This year I've got a great one. Oh. He pauses for dramatic effects. Marvelous, Masa. Well, at the very least, this is a pretty good opportunity to joke around. Wow, that's fantastic. I'll call myself Speed of Light Mountain Destroyer. What the hell? You should rename yourself Streaking Shadow, Dark Eradicator. Then we'll be unstoppable. Ain't no way I'm going with that. Yeah, he isn't great with sarcasm. I smirk at him, but before I can elaborate, the PA bubbles crackles to life. The club fair is officially open in the courtyard. Feel free to drop by and check out some of what your fellow students have planned. Already? Just the second day. Maybe the school's just not bollocks, I missed that. If you saw what it said, look, hit me up. I don't really see why. Isamu Imperial Boarding Academy, or the IIPBA, EBA, has always done well for itself, even throughout the recession. There's no need to change things now. Hey, it's club time. Let's go take a look. No thanks. I'd rather not be blacklisted. What does that mean? It means that she's afraid to go with you. You'll outshine her, so much of that club won't be interested in it. You know it, man. You know it. Rue glares at me. I only wink back. Well, you shouldn't worry about that, my dear Rue. I'm sure I can use my substantial sphere of influence to get Yao a good spot. You're already in a club, you know. Drama club. Alright. He's been in the drama club since last year, and somehow he's still forgotten. Then what was Yama talking about? Nothing, just acting like an idiot as usual, probably. Well, you know what they say. Like attracts like. Rui elbows me sharply in the ribs. But her lips are pulling up at the corners. They also say opposites attract. Yeah, we know which one you are. Slaps me playfully on the arm. Oh, you! As Masato and Yohiko watch with blank stares. Did I just miss something? No more than you usually do. Yohiko frowns for a moment, but eventually shrugs the exchange off. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I need to find myself a club to grace with my innumerable talents. They're innumerable, alright. So without further ado, I bid thee farewell. He turns with a flourish of his hand, but Rui calls after him. You know that we'll be there, right? Huh? Club recruitment day, all the clubs will be there, including track and drama. Oh, well, see you there. He whisks out of the room. You're coming to man the track booth, yeah? Hey, like I'm track poster child. In fact, I'd probably just scare away the potential recruits. Don't think like that. You can be a great asset, man. You just gotta believe. PMA, man. Also known as every movie theme ever. We exchange Snickers, well, the chocolate bars. But Masato grabs my arm. Really, man, you coming? Surprised by his sudden intensity, I contemplate for a moment. It doesn't take long. Sure, why not? Really? Not like I have anything else to do, dude. Masato grins. That's a yawn, I'm sorry. Masato grins, releasing my arm. good, I gotta go set up, but I'm expecting you there. He dashes out of the room after a quick wave to Rui. She smiles back and promptly turns to me. You figured out why he wants you in the track so badly, dude? I mean, sweetie pie, love her. Not a clue. Hesitates for a moment and glances around the room. You know you could join drama club instead. Could be a valid excuse for Masato. I think he'd just ask why I joined a different club when I could have joined track. But still, I think you'd really like it, you know. Honestly, it sounds like it could be pretty fun. Rui seems to enjoy it. She often claims that it's just like when we played Make Believe as kids. Oh. Make Believe is one of the few things that I don't mind doing. But it's so much work. No more work than track, idiot. Besides, it could be really fun. I'll take your word for it. She rolls her eyes and shoulders her back. Well, fine, Mr. Grumpy Pants. Some of us have club booths to manage, so I'm gonna get going. Alright, I'll go with you. We walk in step to the door, almost into freedom. And then the strident voice of the teacher rips through the air. Yama Ishimoto. Surely you didn't expect to escape so easily. Oh, yeah, me attitude problems. Bail me out. Not a chance. What? What? It builds character. I have plenty of character. Come on, throw up a distraction for me. I throw in a shameless dose of puppy eyes. She only pokes my forehead, sticking her tongue out. You win some, you lose some. Just be glad it's with a teacher instead of the police. She darts off as I call falteringly after her. But at least the police wouldn't be bore me to tears. What was that, young man? I turn to find the teacher hovering right behind me. Whoops. It's like a bloody episode of Horrid Henry, this. With voices as well. You know, I teach. Need Moody Margaret. Nothing, great weather we're having, her. She doesn't seem amused. At this point, at what point? It's the second day of school. Unless she's referring to teaching me last year. Come to think of it, yeah. That's highly possible. It's clear that detention is doing nothing for your toxic behaviour. Well, yeah, because I can nap in the tent. Therefore, I've taken the liberty of recommending you for therapeutic mentorship, which will take place on campus at the discretion of our dorm manager. Requirements will be 1 hour, 5 days a week. The mentor will need to sign off on every visit. The what now? Are you scheduling brainwashing sessions for me? Excuse me, you might have other ideas, young man, but civility and respect are integral cornerstones of our modern society. If it does result in scrubbing away some of that arrogance of yours, then I say good riddance. What? I'm shocked by this unusually passionate outburst from her. She slows her breath, shaking as she jabs a book and envelope at me. Take this, Mr. Ryota's office. You know where it is. Your poomplex. A tiny pinch of the tension releases. Mr. Ryota's the mentor. Maybe this won't be so bad after all. Give the book a once over. The cover is somber and 100% boring. Block letters proclaim primates of the 21st century, 100+ correctional techniques to improve the mindset of any underdeveloped adolescent. Well, gee, I'm honoured. Take it. I take it. Goodbye, Yama Ishimoto. She flounces out of the classroom, clearly fed up with my shenanigans. They said shenanigans, that's my word. Shenanigarizing and stuff. Wordlessly, I turn and head down the corridor. Guess someone's a little touchy. Not that I can blame her. If I had a student like me, I'd hate him too. I tromped down the stairs to the first floor and stopped before a door at the edge of the hallway bearing the sign J. Ryota, Dorm Manager. I rapped sharply on the wood 3 times. Boom, boom, boom. Or, yo, back up now and give your brother room 3 times. Mr. Ryota? What is it? Nuclear war? What? No? Nah, don't feel like opening the door for anything less important. I could open the door myself. Locked it. Don't bother. I pressed my ear against the door, listening keenly. There it is. Action-packed orchestral strings just barely bleeding through the wood. Faint clanging of swords on shields. Are you in a clan war, Mr. Ryota? Huh? A moment later, and the door lock clicks open. Wow, this is pretty funky. Slip inside the room holding back a smile. The office is minimalistic in its furnishings but fairly welcoming. Warm light encompasses the rooms, highlighting the comfortable chairs arranged around in the coffee table that bears a bowl of potato chips, or crisps if you're from Britain. Looks more like the office of a therapist rather than the office of a school dorm manager. In the corner I spot a comely mahogany desk on top which sits a Jiro Ryota in a very dramatic position. Couldn't sit there like that all day. Welcome to the satin room. Have you brought an offering to appease the Dark Lord? Oh, I like this dude. Indeed I have. With an equally exaggerated bow, I present the book and note from my teacher, Mr. Ryota's eyebrows scrunch in confusion. The hell is this? I kind of got in trouble earlier for talking back. Instead of detention, the teacher's convinced that I need a more permanent solution. Oh, he's got green eyes. Like death? I can help you with that. She was thinking more along the lines of counselling, I believe, so. Oh, okay. But what the hell is this? Shakes the book emphatically. There you go. The curriculum that the teacher recommends for you no helping me. Alright, well, I'll put it where it belongs. Promptly throws it in the bin, which extracts a laugh from me. Now to business. Let me read up on what exactly your teacher wants. His eyes drift over the paper that I silently hand to him. Oh boy, isn't this precious? Let me translate. Dear Mr. Ryota, I'm having trouble subduing a boy who actually has a brain and doesn't care for the inefficiencies of bureaucracy. Sincerely, a woman who was certainly the most boring person in her graduating class. I choke back laughter as he crumples the paper into a ball and lobs it in the trash. By the way, don't tell anyone I said that, or I might get fired. And then you'd have to take counselling from Mrs. Hanazawa. That's Hanazawa. And then where would we be? Consider the NDA signed. Mr. Ryota reclines easily against his chair, kicking his legs on the table. So how's the apartment? Still in one piece? Mostly? Good to hear. And Phil? Phil? The little house plant, the one I placed on your shelf. Your memory sucks more than mine, kid. Oh, right. I vaguely remember Mr. Ryota forming an odd attachment to a plant when I'd moved into my apartment. Even to the point where he named him Phil. Phil the plant! I think he died. It's a bit odd. I thought it was a fake plant. Nope, look fake on the outside I guess, but all real inside. Satisfied smile pulls at Mr. Ryota's lips. And I suddenly realise the metaphor. We're not talking about plants, are we? Optimism is inspiring, kid. I would have thought your answer to be very contrary. What people look real on the outside, but they're all fake inside. Somewhat like that. We were talking about plants. How was I supposed to know? Well, you know now. So now that you know, is your answer the same? No. I didn't even need to think about it. It's the truth. People pretend to be genuine on the outside, but inside they're now. Mr. Reuter evaluates me for a moment, but to my surprise, there's no judging in his gaze. Be a real party pleaser. I'll be here all week. What made you draw such a depressing conclusion? It's all like his mind's on the fast track of psychoanalysis, childhood trauma, clinical depression, suicidal tendencies. Time to put that to the rest, because if anything should be blamed, it should be my 100% natural disdain for humanity. Power of observation, if anything. People like to be strong, confident, independent on the outside. Peel that away, what do you get? The heart? Then that heart must be pretty pathetic. Did I ever say otherwise? Oh no, I guess he didn't. Mr. Reuter eases from the topic and leans back on his chair, drawing a planner from his drawer. Well, if it were up to me, I'd say that you're just like any other surly teenager going through his first throes of seniorities. But paperwork's been signed, and you know how bureaucracy goes. I thought our government was supposed to be more efficient since the national changes. Ha! You assume the mayor actually does anything important. He scrolls something down on his tablet and taps the screen. My phone buzzes gently in my pocket. Your teacher recommended that we meet every day, but honestly, who's got time for that? I like this dude. We'll just play it by ear, and you let me know if you ever get the urge to murder someone. Probably means you're due for another checkup. I check what she's sent me. A copy of the spreadsheet that's taped outside his door, revealing his available times. Wow! How do you have this much free time? Life as a dorm manager, just swell, isn't it? Thought you at least had some kind of job. I'll let you in on a secret. The kids here don't cause much trouble. Not because they're angels, not because they're boring, because they're too prissy. They don't want to get their manicured nails dirty with things like graffiti or booze. But they do need someone to cry to when they stub a toe, and the other teachers seem to think that I fit that job description. Actually, it's more likely that they don't want to deal with hormonal brats. So instead of being a helicopter parent, I get to be a bench warmer who just nods and smiles every once in a while and every few minutes. Like with me. Well, you'll be more interesting than the rest of them. Well, I hope, anyway. It sounds like the academy in a nutshell. Half the people are too snobby to be fun, the other half are too lazy to care. What do you get to hear? Whining about grades, toxic relationships? Sometimes. Not always. Anyway, I can't exactly complain. It makes my job easy. Thank you for your massive contribution to society, sir. You're absolutely welcome. They seem to equal yours. I snort, he chuckles. Yeah, this could have been really painful if I hadn't got a Mr. Ryota. Well, as your loving, caring and awe-inspiring mentor, I can hardly keep you from the beauty that is Club Recruitment Day. Oh no, I'm fine, really. Off you go. Take a selfie and send it to me. Right, I'm going to leave this at this. Because it's getting very long. So, I'm going to save it here. If you like this, and the voices and stuff, hit the like button. Subscribe, tell all your friends. Pardon moi. Hit the notification bell. I've been at work all day, I'm tired, so straining my eyes, tattooing. Yeah, hit the notification bell, wherever the fuck it is. And I will see all you people in the next video of part 2 of Lucid 9. Tatty bye.